Good afternoon, welcome to Premier League Live here on YouTube. We're also live on TikTok as well and on Twitch as well for LF streams. For this Premier League commentary of Aston Villa taking on West Ham United at Villa Park. An Aston Villa side looking to bounce back from defeat in the Champions League in midweek, and a West Ham team in a bit of up and down form since Graham Potter took charge. His first game in charge of West Ham was here at Villa Park in the FA Cup. Can he get some revenge for that defeat on that night in the FA Cup here this afternoon in the Premier League? A much needed 3 points for West Ham if they can get them. Already this afternoon, Brentford won away from home against Crystal Palace. You would have seen that on our earlier stream. And Leicester, well, they were in much need of a win, and it seems like if you're in much need of a win, the best place to go is Spurs, and they did so. Came from 1-0 down, Leicester, to win by 2-1 against Tottenham. That is the way that ended up. But this afternoon, for our final game of the day, it's Aston Villa against West Ham, our focus. And we're live on TikTok, we're live on YouTube, and we're live on Twitch as well. So we're branching out, getting as many viewers as possible. Already this weekend, Bournemouth thrashed Nottingham Forest 5-0. Everton got a big win away from home at Brighton. League leaders Liverpool stayed 6 points clear at the top with a big win against Ipswich. Newcastle and Arsenal winning away from home, and Manchester City getting that big victory over Chelsea last night as well. So let's get the teams then, and let's read you through how both sides line up. Aston Villa start with Emi Martinez in goal, who captains Villa this afternoon. A back four of Matty Cash, Ezri Konsa, Tyrone Mings and Luca Digne in defence. A midfield of Yuri Tielemans and Boubacar Kamara, with Morgan Rogers in the 10 role just behind Ollie Watkins as centre forward, and the two wingers are Jacob Ramsey off the left and Leon Bailey off the right. On the bench for Aston Villa is Robin Olsen, Ziyech, Matson, Garcia, Bogard, McGinn, Buendia, Donyell Malen on the bench, and Duran as well. For Graham Potter's West Ham United, Alphonse Areola starts in goal. A back 3/back 5 of Arma Bissaka, Vladimir Sofal, Max Kilman, Aaron Cresswell and Emerson in defence. Carlos Soler and Edson Alvarez in the midfield too, with Thomas Souček further forward for West Ham, along with Lucas Paqueta and Mohamed Kudus seemingly leading the line for West Ham United. On the bench for the Hammers this afternoon, Fabianski, Foderingham, Casey, Guillermo Rodriguez, Irving, Scarles, Orford and Ings. So that's how both teams line up, ready for this huge game here at Villa Park this afternoon. Aston Villa, as I said, beaten by Monaco in the week, drew with Arsenal from 2-0 down last weekend in the Premier League. They want to get back to winning ways. West Ham, well, since Graham Potter took over, they've lost 2 and won 1 of his 3 games in charge, and he lost last time out to Crystal Palace. Kick-off at Villa Park between Aston Villa and West Ham is next. Welcome in to Premier League Live on LFS. I'm trying to balance the books a little bit with TikTok as well. Doing our first TikTok Live as well here as well. So we're trying to interact as much as possible with many different platforms. So we'll, if we get comments on either side, we'll read as much of them as I possibly can and keep us involved. Do hit the likes as well, both on YouTube and on TikTok as well. It would be greatly appreciated. We're on the road to 25,000 subscribers on YouTube. We're not too far away from that on that one. As we get underway then, Aston Villa in their claret and blue home strip, West Ham in their away strip of white shirts and claret shorts. Welcome into Neil on TikTok. Great to have you with us as well. And thanks for the follow as well, Neil. Greatly appreciated. As Kamara gets a free kick there for a foul in the West Ham half. Of course, Aston Villa beat West Ham in the FA Cup by 2-1 at the start of January. And West Ham are actually leading in that game until the final 20 minutes. Lucas Paqueta's goal was the difference before Onana and Rogers turned the tables of that game in the latter stages. But it's big for Aston Villa, you know, this one. They win this afternoon. They keep tabs with that top 7 that's maybe kind of got away from them this weekend. As the ball delivered into the box by Digne. Rodgers with a flick on. Header cleared by Souček. And now Kudus trying to break away for West Ham, but well marshalled back there by Villa as Kamara picks it back up and gets Villa back into possession. And that ball by Martinez has gone very far out, and out of play for a West Ham throw. But as I was saying, if Villa can get that win today, it would be huge for them. It would be really huge. And, you know, after that little wobble with Monaco in the week, and of course that inspired comeback against Arsenal last weekend, you know, a big win for Villa would be much welcomed and much needed for them. For West Ham, they need a win as well. You know, they need to get back onto a good stage and maybe keep tabs with the top half, because they're starting to pull away and starting to create that little gap between the top half and the relegation teams. There's that little clutch of teams now that are kind of all within a couple of points of each other. After Crystal Palace lost earlier, West Ham can go above Crystal Palace this afternoon with a win. Villa can't go anywhere higher than 8th today, but they can find themselves a point behind at 7th place Bournemouth if they can get the victory this afternoon. Throw in for here on the right hand side for West Ham. Chance to try and find the ball into the box. A lot of long throws in the Palace Brentford game a bit earlier this afternoon. Another long throw here. Sofal to deliver. Bouncing around the box. So Kamara got to the ball and is trying to carry it away, and stopped by Kilman. He puts it out for a Villa throw on the left side. Rangers, Chelsea Media. Well, I can wonder what two teams you support. Great to have you with us on TikTok. Are you doing comms on the Villa match? Yes, we're live on YouTube for the commentary, as well as on TikTok and on Twitch as well. And are you from Belfast? Yes, I am from Belfast. Someone that knows this area of the world. Not many do, unless you're mentioning a certain topic. Is Rodgers brought down there by Sofal, so it will be a free kick. Accent gave it away. Yeah, fair enough. It's not particularly disguised. And Rodgers getting that free kick for Aston Villa. Oh, you're from Belfast yourself. Great to have you with us then on this one. A fellow Northern Irish person with us. Back with Martinez. Here's Konsa out wide to Cash on the right hand side. Played it down the line, and Leon Bailey did well to win the throw in for Aston Villa when he was being pressured there. Throw in by Cash, trying to find Rodgers. Well blocked, but Bailey picks up the loose ball, and Rodgers in behind, and here's a chance. Oh, great challenge. Fabulous challenge by Max Kilman. Last man, and if he didn't make that challenge, it would have been a certain side of goal for Jacob Ramsey. But it was very well defended by Max Kilman, and he needed to get that challenge in. It was fabulous by Leon Bailey. Initially it looked like West Ham had recovered the ball. Bailey nipped in, won the loose ball, and played it in behind. Beautiful ball into Ramsey's path. Just well stopped by Max Kilman, but that was good from Villa. It was taken down by Rodgers. He couldn't find a teammate. Bailey picks up on the loose ball, paid to Rodgers, fed the ball through for Ramsey, and ever so close. Max Kilman. I mean, if he doesn't, honestly, that's the fine margin challenges. If he had got any of the man there, it would have been very dangerous. It's one of those fine margins where he could have easily clattered the man and give away a penalty, but it was perfectly timed. And such a crucial challenge so early in a game might just invigorate this West Ham side. Rangers Chelsea Media, thank you very much for the follow as well. I think this Villa match will be a draw. Are you doing comms on United match later? No, I'm not doing the United match, but We'll be back in midweek for Champions League as well. So there's Champions League action on Wednesday night. Bailey with it, ball in behind. Rodgers playing it behind here, trying to find Watkins. Again, Kilman with a challenge. The flag stayed down here against Morgan Rodgers. See it again. Yeah, he is onside. Max Kilman plays him onside. And Rodgers trying to get the ball across to Watkins. Again, another good ball by Leon Bailey. And then Rodgers' cross blocked by Kilman out for the corner. So Bailey to deliver. A positive start from Aston Villa. A couple of necessary challenges made for West Ham at the back. Bailey to deliver. Takes it short to Tielemans. Right footed delivery by Tielemans. Headed away at the back post by West Ham. As Kamara, lovely first touch, takes it wide. Ramsey delivers into the box, back post, and Tielemans stretching for it, couldn't keep it in play. 7 minutes gone. Aston Villa 0, West Ham 0 in this one at Villa Park. The reverse fixture at the London Stadium back in the opening weekend of the season in August. Ended in a 2-1 win for Villa, and it inspired, it kind of created the lore for John Duran. As here comes Ramsey, 1-0. Aston Villa have been pushing for the opener since the very first whistle, and it's Jacob Ramsey that breaks the deadlock. Fabulous play from Villa, and they have their finish after just 7.5 minutes. And West Ham's defence didn't hold out for long, and Jacob Ramsey opens the scoring for Villa. Again, it's really good play in the middle. Kamara plays it along to, I'm trying to see who that is, might be Rodgers again. Or it's actually Ramsey, apologies. Ramsey plays it to Watkins. Little 1-2. Watkins plays it through to Ramsey. Beautiful first touch pass so far. And from the narrow angle on the left-hand side, rolls it into the far corner. Really nice finish by Ramsey. He's been a threat so far, and he has an early goal that has Aston Villa in front. Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 0. Top quality finish, by the way. His first goal since September 2023 in the Premier League for Jacob Ramsey. And he opens the scoring for Villa. Maybe an early goal that Aston Villa needed. Really. Just needed that little early boost. Love how energetic you are, mate. Top comms this. Great. Thank you very much. Rodgers into Watkins. Watkins to the byline. Cuts it back. Kamara charged down. Again, Villa aren't giving up in this. They're all over West Ham here at the minute. Kamara into Bailey. Leon Bailey to Matty Cash. Chops onto his left. Crosses to the back post. And Watkins was close. Sofal got the header away. West Ham are all over the place here at the minute. They cannot get out. Villa win it back again. Bailey in behind. Watkins. Angle too narrow. The keeper's right in front of him. If he can find a pass, and he does, and it's rolled in. The flag's going to go up, though. But that was... I mean, what are West Ham doing? Villa are all over them. See this again. Well, one back, Bailey. He is offside, Watkins. Yeah, it is quite clearly offside. But, again, they're all over West Ham at the minute. I mean, even here... Albeit Watkins is offside, he gets to the byline, cuts back in to the edge of the 6-yard box. The keeper's standing in front of him, holding his arms up like he's surrendering to Ollie Watkins. He just passes it in. I said if he finds a pass, it's an empty net. And it was. Rodgers was there, and it just came off Rodgers' foot and into the net. But not going to count, of course, because Ollie Watkins was offside. But West Ham are lucky. They could be 2, 3, 4-0 down with the chances that Aston Villa are creating here so early in this game. And honestly, Dean, welcome in on TikTok. Here's Bailey into the box. Villa again. Leon Bailey straight at the keeper. Every time Aston Villa come forward, it just looks like they're going to find the back of the net. Richard said he has pottered too much. Well, they are pottering about at the back here, West Ham. They definitely are. All over the place. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Kilman. To Sofal. West Ham trying to get some sort of possession so far. 28% of the ball West Ham have had. They've been absolutely pummeled in these early moments. They've been barely able to get out of their own box, never mind their own half. Now Richard says, hey, this is like with Chelsea last night. Watch that space. Well, yeah, Chelsea got the early goal. We're all over City in those early moments, and then City came into the game and won it 3-1. Of course, as I said, the fixture between these two in the FA Cup, the team that scored first, West Ham scored early after 8 minutes in the FA Cup fixture, and Villa had the comeback in the second half. And if West Ham aren't careful, they might not be able to have a comeback late in the second, because they might be well beyond it by the time they get to that stage. And here's Kudus trying to get a bit of positivity for West Ham, linking it with Paquetá. Nice play with Souček. Paquetá plays it into Carlos Soler's path. Now down the left hand side comes Emerson, trying to go for the early cross. Well, blocked by Leon Bailey, who is tracking back. So West Ham take the throw in pretty quickly. Sofal. Wan-Bissaka back to Vladimir Sofal. Cresswell. Into Souček. Initially it looked like Thomas Souček was lining up a bit further forward for West Ham, but it actually looks like Carlos Soler is joining the attack a bit more with the likes of Kudus and Paquetá. He seems to be further forward, Soler. Souček just alongside Alvarez. That's a good challenge. Well won here in the box. Kudus held well by Ezri Konsa there. Out wide it comes. Wan-Bissaka trying to get the cross in. Well blocked by Digne. Now Rodgers has a counter as he tries to go over the top to Watkins, but well closed out by Areola. West Ham starting to get a bit of possession. Ball swung out to the left side to Emerson. Cresswell. Well, one thing I did spot about West Ham's defence and the way they've set up, they're playing a back five / back three when they're in possession. But crucially, two of their three centre-backs are actually usually wing-backs. Here's Kudus in the box, cuts it back. The shot from Alvarez is blocked by Mings. Again, West Ham starting to add a bit of flair to their possession. Soler. Souček. To Emerson on the left-hand side again. Alvarez over the top, looking for Paquetá. He spins his man. Paquetá in the box. Oh, well charged by Tyrone Mings. It will be a corner to West Ham. Just waiting on the decision there from the official, the referee. It's a good ball in by Carlos Soler. Konsa gets spun by Lucas Paquetá, who got two chances up against Tyrone Mings. Tries to dink it over him the first time, and Mings gets involved, gets in the way, and the ball bobbles out for a corner. There's a good response from West Ham. One or two moments where they could have been further behind than what they are, and now they find themselves battling back. So Paquetá to deliver. Left-footed. Headed on. Oh, blocked by Morgan Rodgers, who tries to get Villa on the counter. Lovely combinations by Villa. Comes down the left-hand side here with Watkins. He's got Ramsey and Bailey in the middle. Watkins well surrounded. And retreating West Ham put it out for a throw-in there on the left-hand side for Aston Villa. Yeah, it was a bit of a diving header by Thomas Souček, and it's blocked by Youri Tielemans. And then Rodgers carries it away for Aston Villa on the counter. But certainly Thomas Souček's always a threat from set pieces for West Ham. He's got that aerial quality. Certainly scored quite a number of headers for the Hammers. There's 5 Premier League goals this season, Thomas Souček. It's Villa here down this left side with a throw-in now. As they come back up the field. Long throw into the box. Headed away by Wan-Bissaka. Tielemans gives it away to Kudus. Paquetá on the right flank. Lovely bit of skill. Finds Alvarez in space. Nice roll on. Finds Kudus. Tries to skip his way past Kamara, who takes him out. And it will be a free kick to West Ham. There's a very good response from West Ham. They really could have folded in those early moments. Really could have found themselves in a tough spot. But they've responded well. Good bit of possession and a decent threat in the attacking areas. But still vulnerable to that Villa break, which we've seen quite a few times so far. Tielemans caught in possession. But West Ham didn't get the benefit of it as the ball was already played. To Konsa. Kamara. Cash. Back to Mings. Digne. Villa looking to take a bit of control. Just calmly possess the ball for the moment. Cash battling in possession, gives it away to Alvarez. Nice Souček trying to find Kudus, well charged down, but one back by Sofal. It keeps West Ham in possession. Cresswell. Alvarez. Well, to my earlier point, I was mentioning about that setup for West Ham. The back 3/back 5, and I said 2 of their centre backs are actually full backs / wing backs. You know, Aaron Cresswell and Vladimir Sofal have played more traditionally either a wing back role or a full back role for West Ham, but very rarely have they ever been kind of wide centre backs in a sense in a back 3. Cresswell's maybe played it a lot more than Sofal has. There's a very attacking approach from Graham Potter. The fact that 4 of your 5 centre backs actually have 4 of your 5 defenders actually have an attacking approach in the game. Very interesting. Long ball forward there by Alvarez, out to find Emerson on the left flank, who gets the ball off Cash and gets a corner. Thanks for all the gifts as well on TikTok. Corner whipped in. Back post. Headed away by Rodgers. Still trying to get used to this and figure out how it all works. As Soler into the box. Cleared away by Kamara. For Aston Villa. West Ham are certainly a threat on set pieces. There's no doubt about that. Here's Kudus. Challenged well by Tielemans in that right-hand side. Will be a throw-in. Sofal waiting to take this throw-in on the right side. He took the first long throw of the game. Might eye up another chance at that. He does. Long throw into the box. Kamara dealing with it. Bouncing ball. Not really convincingly cleared there by Ramsey. And West Ham back in possession again. Emerson. Nice ball into Paquetá. Rolls it on to Kudus. Breaking through. Well challenged by Ramsey in the middle. And Digne will just recycle it back to his goalkeeper in Martinez. He's calm in possession. Lovely by Tielemans, and now Rodgers turns into space, and it's a 3-on-3 here for Villa. Morgan Rodgers overhits the pass to Leon Bailey. Good moment, and ended pretty poorly with not a great pass at all by Morgan Rodgers. Completely overhit it. Fabulous from Tielemans on the edge of his own box on the turn, and he kind of could have folded under the pressure because West Ham had the press on, but he spots that ball right through the middle for Morgan Rodgers, who has the space to break, and he did well, but in the end the pass by Rodgers was a bit of a letdown for Aston Villa. Nicely latched upon there, good press to win it back. Ramsey. Watkins just about keeping it alive to Digne. Tielemans back to Mings. Mings breaking forward himself here down the left. Tyrone Mings. Back to Digne. Ramsey. Halfway through the first half already in this one. Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 0. Aaron, thank you very much for the follow on TikTok. Cash in the overlap and gets the corner off Carlos Soler. Again, the game has ebbed and flowed. Villa had the first 5-10 minutes. West Ham came back into it for a 5-10 minute spell. And then maybe just Villa are getting back onto the ball and a bit more control in these last few minutes. Game ebbing and flowing. Both sides competitive so far. Digne to take this corner for Aston Villa. On the right hand side. Left footed delivery to the back post. Headed away by Sofal. And Kamara will just pass it back to his goalkeeper in Amy Martinez. We'll try and drill one forward. Drilled it into the path of Digne, who couldn't get the follow through pass, but I think he's going to get the free kick here. No, he's actually going to be offside, is the decision. So a free kick to West Ham. Now the Gamer 92, thanks for the follow. Long ball forward by Areola, trying to find Paquetá as well, closed out by the Villa midfield. They win it back. Digne will win the throw-in of Mohamed Kudus. Well, before that defeat to Monaco in the Champions League in midweek, Aston Villa, they actually had a good run. Unbeaten in their previous 5 games, Villa, and were kind of an uptick in form for them. Bailey, Kamara, now Rodgers around about the edge of the box. Back to Mings, now out to Digne on the left hand side. Lifting the ball in, headed on by Watkins, but bouncing right in front of Areola, took the pace off it. Ooze, thank you for the follow. Stephen says, who's your favourite wrestler of all time? I'm not a wrestling fan, to be honest. And Stephen, thanks for the gift as well. Leon says, Liverpool top of the league. Yeah, they are. Top of the league, 6 points clear after that 4-1 win against Ipswich yesterday. Arsenal made it difficult for themselves away at Wolves. They still got the 3 points, which is all that matters, I'm sure. Mikel Arteta again complaining about some decisions, although probably fair enough with the Lewis Skelly red card, was maybe a bit harsh in the end, but we'll not talk about that because I will be here all day. 25 minutes gone at Villa Park. Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 0. West Ham have certainly been much more competitive since that early kind of flurry of chances for Aston Villa. Certainly kept this game in the balance in the last 15 minutes or so. Good press by Aston Villa there. Areola forced into a bit of a long clearance out for the throw-in. Bit unnecessary that, really. So Cash will take this throw-in on the right-hand side. Long throw by Cash, trying to find Bailey. Dealt with there by Cresswell and cleared away by Emerson. One back in the half space. Here's Tielemans with a shot. Just wide. He's always got that in his locker, Yuri Tielemans. A shot from the edge of the D. Just drifted wide of the right post. Lovely 1-2 between Bailey and Tielemans' edge of the box. And Tielemans takes the strike, gets his head down and puts his foot through it. And it just goes wide of the right post. Thanks for all the likes and the follows on TikTok as well. It's great to have everybody with us there. And on YouTube as well. And on Twitch. We're live everywhere on live football streams this afternoon for this game between Aston Villa and West Ham. West Ham actually, up until recently, had a good kind of record at Villa Park. They had won 3 in a row at Villa Park in a spell between 21 and 22. They won 3-1, 4-1 and 1-0 before Aston Villa beat them 4-1 here last season in the Premier League. They had a good run, did West Ham. Before that defeat last season in the league, their previous defeat at Villa Park was actually 8 years prior, when they lost in 2015 to Villa in the Premier League. But of course Villa had that little spell, and West Ham kind of had that little spell of championship football in the late teens, in the late teen years. As Tyrone Mings has gone down here, he's holding the back of his left knee, which is not a good sign. Very concerning for the Villa manager, who's in the stands this afternoon. Obviously getting himself overexerted. See this again. Yeah, it's Kudus on the charge. Kudus trying to close him down, and as he does, Mings tries to get it away, but he kind of hyperextends his knee. That's a painful one for Tyrone Mings, who has had no shortage of injury issues. Really had his struggles with injury, considering the fact that this is only his 6th appearance in the Premier League for Aston Villa, only his 5th start for the season. He is receiving treatment at the moment. So just a reminder then, so no more football this weekend in the Premier League, but we'll be back in midweek as we watch the final match day of the Champions League. Our feature game will be in Eindhoven, where PSV, who need some points to get into the top 24, will take on the league leaders Liverpool, who are looking to make it 8 wins out of 8 in the inaugural Champions League phase season. We'll see if they can do that on Wednesday night. And all 18 games, listen to that again, all 18 games in the Champions League Matchday 8 are live at the exact same time. It is going to be chaos, but that's why we love it. Wednesday, 8 o'clock on LFS. So, Tyrone Mings is still getting treatment on that left knee. He doesn't look in a good way at this moment in time. And the physio is just taking their time with him, don't want to rush anything. make sure that Tyrone Mings is able, if he is able to continue. It did look like a bit of a painful one when the challenge, when he went down. Maybe Unai Emery trying to figure out if Tyrone Mings has to come off, who will come on in his place. With no Pau Torres, Villa maybe a bit short in that area, and the last thing they need is another injury to that area of the field. Mings is back to his feet. He's on the sidelines trying to run it off, so we'll keep an eye on that one for Tyrone Mings. He's going to try and continue here. We'll see if he can. We'll certainly keep a very close eye on Tyrone Mings. JST17, thank you for the follow on TikTok as well. As we're back underway then, Edson Alvarez out to Sofal. Kudus back to Sofal, now into Alvarez again. West Ham having better the possession so far, as the game has kind of mellowed out since Villa opened the scoring. And Tyrone Mings is welcomed back onto the pitch by the applause from the home crowd, so he will try and get through it, whatever pain he may be feeling. He will try and get through it at the moment. Areola goes long out to the right hand flank. Can't find anybody in West Ham colours as Digne steals it away. Now Ramsey linking up with Watkins. Jacob Ramsey on the left. Taken down, and we'll get a free kick off Vladimir Sofal. And the referee indicating a free kick. Peter Banks, our referee this afternoon here at Villa Park. Yeah, Ramsey seen the challenge coming. He knew what he had to do, and he did well. And Sofal kind of helped him on his way down to the ground, and a free kick for Aston Villa. Our VAR, by the way, is Paul Tierney. Excuse me. Referee is Peter Banks. So, free kick for Aston Villa, left-hand side. They have the second most goals from set pieces this season. Only Arsenal have scored more from set pieces. 9 goals from set pieces this season for Villa. Want to get into double figures. 11 minutes to go with the first half. Villa leading by a goal to nil. Right footed delivery. Watkins wide. Big chance. Not taken by Ollie Watkins. Great delivery by Tielemans. Watkins got up, got the header, but couldn't get it on target. Got the better of Edson Alvarez, but he couldn't direct it towards goal and just goes wide of the right post for Ollie Watkins. Had a decent run of form recently. He's scored in 3 of his last 4 Premier League appearances. Ollie Watkins got a goal against Arsenal, a goal against Everton that was the winner, and scored and assisted against Brighton in a 2-2 draw here a couple of weeks ago. And got an assist against West Ham in the FA Cup game, and he's got an assist already this afternoon. Getting on, getting involved, as he should do, Ollie Watkins. And Tyrone Mings here is in a bit of pain. He's pulled up again, which is not a good sign at all. He was going to try and run it off. He was going to try and play through it, but I think that's the writing on the wall, really, for Tyrone Mings, and I think his day is going to be over in the first half. And Villa are going to need to make a change here in this first half. Tyrone Mings is going to be leaving the field of play. He's in a real bit of pain. I mean, you would be with your left knee. Well, the man that's coming on is going to be Lamar Bogard, 21-year-old Dutchman. Or actually, it's Ian Matson that's quicker. Is it a straight race? They might actually make a double change here. But there's two players in the sidelines getting ready, and it's Ian Matson who's ready to go. And Mings is going to go right down the tunnel, which is, again, not a good sign. The game's back in play. Villa with 10 on the field at the moment. West Ham having to try and make the most of it at this moment in time, as Sofal offside there against Thomas Soucek. So that attack comes to a pretty quick end. And now Villa will make this change, so it will be Ian Matson that will be coming on. It looked initially like Lamar Bogard. He was getting ready, but it's another Dutchman, and it is the 22-year-old Dutchman Ian Matson that's going to be coming on for Aston Villa. Joined in the summer for over £36 million from Chelsea at full back, and he's going to be getting involved here for Villa. And I think the adjustment is maybe Luca Dean has gone to centre-back. So Luca Dean at centre-back and Matson at left-back for Villa, it seems to be. Martinez toying about there in the box a moment ago. Just as I was telling you those substitutions, he was doing a bit of dribbling in his own box against Paquetá and Alvarez. I mean, I don't know many goalkeepers that can confidently pull that off, but Emi Martinez is one of them. It's just, sometimes you see that from a goalkeeper and you think, oh no, you're really going to mess this up. But you feel with Emi Martinez, he's cool, calm, and maybe composed. And you have to be when making those kind of crazy little moves in and around your own box. It's one wrong foot, one wrong move, and you've conceded. And he did well there that time. Did Emi Martinez. As West Ham have a throw-in down the left side. Cresswell. Couldn't find anybody in West Ham colours as Kamara intercepting. Cash over the top. One back by Soucek. Villa have gone a bit wayward in the last few minutes. West Ham have looked a bit more comfortable on the ball towards the end of this first half. But Villa have the lead, which is the crucial point. Matson under pressure from Kudus. And Kudus had the last touch. Goal kick. That decision could have went either way, but Matson had to kind of, like a winger, drive back into his own box, but Kudus with a good press almost caught him out. Did get the goal kick, but it was good press by Mohamed Kudus. Oh, given away by Digne. Oh, here's Alvarez, edge of the box. Villa have bodies back, which might help them, as Digne clears it away, but only as far as Kilman, who tries to feed it through, but can't find a teammate. As Cash gets there and clears it away for Villa, gets Kamara on the ball, and now Villa want to come forward. Watkins. Bailey, sorry. Back to Tielemans. Rodgers now. Got a bit loose, but did come away with the ball. Now Tielemans got a man, and winning it back is Kudus. No foul on Tielemans. The referee lets it flow. Now Alvarez out wide to Emerson. The Villa crowd not happy that Tielemans wasn't given a free kick there, but it was a bit lazy from Tielemans. Didn't know the man was coming behind him and was easily dispossessed. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Overlapping is Sofal. Cross, blocked by Matson. Bouncing down in the box as Kudus tries to get involved, but Rodgers sees it out and behind. West Ham certainly threatening. Villa look a bit rattled at the minute. Again, Rodgers does well to hold on to it, but then Tielemans strides forward and I mean, he kind of shoulder barges him, but I mean, to be honest, Yuri Tielemans a bit lethargic on the ball. He waited far too long, and course, West Ham are going to press you, and I think the referee, in my opinion, got the right decision there, not giving the foul, because it was a bit soft. Although, the referee's given a bit of a soft foul here against Leon Bailey and for West Ham, which the home crowd are, again, equally not happy about. 4 minutes to go until half-time. Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 0. That goal scored by Jacob Ramsey in the 9th minute of the game. Ollie Watkins getting the assist. Watkins pressuring there, the West Ham keeper Areola, who got it away to Kilman. He just about dealt with the press himself there. Kilman to Sofal, and Kilman's going to get a free kick as he was fouled as he passed that ball off to Sofal. So a free kick to West Ham around about the halfway line. Paquetá. Nice control by Wan-Bissaka. Paquetá trying to spin away from Kamara, but well held by the Villa midfielder, although held too long by the referees making. And a free kick for West Ham, quickly taken by Paquetá. Right to the left it comes to Emerson. Flicked on by Alvarez. Now Soler switches it out to the right side. Space for Wan-Bissaka. Cuts back inside. Aaron Wan-Bissaka chips it across. Alvarez chests it down and shoots over the bar. And it was called of offside there. And I think the flag was going to go up anyway against Edson Alvarez. We'll see it again. Good play down the right side. Wan-Bissaka cuts back infield. And yeah, Edson Alvarez was just offside, so it didn't matter. It comes to nothing. Here is Souček. Out to the left-hand side comes Emerson. Alvarez. West Ham certainly in the ascendancy towards the end of this first half. Cresswell. All the way back it goes to Areola, who's quite a far way out of his goal there. Souček getting involved, getting it across to Kilman. Sofal. Back to Areola again. Well, as I mentioned Villa's form recently. The West Ham form has been up and down since Graham Potter took charge. It's only his 4th game in charge, and it's the 2nd game away at Villa Park as West Ham manager. His first game in charge was here at Villa Park, where they lost 2-1 in the FA Cup. They then bounced back with a 3-2 win in a London derby against Fulham in his first Premier League game in charge, and then last weekend lost to Crystal Palace at the London Stadium by 2-0 in another London derby for the Hammers. So a bit up and down since Potter took charge. Cash. Last couple of seconds of the first 45. We'll see how long will be added on. There might be a few minutes of additional time as Konsa wins a free kick there, as he was fouled in his own half. And we will have 6 added minutes at the end of the first. Quite a bit of additional time in the first half. Maatsen. Closed down again by Wan-Bissaka. Maatsen trying to win it back, and Wan-Bissaka does well to play it off Ian Maatsen and win the throw-in to West Ham. Nice 1-2 between Souček and Wan-Bissaka there. Kilman now out wide to Emerson on the left. Back to Cresswell, and now across to Max Kilman. So far, looking for an option. Linking up with Wan-Bissaka to Kudus, who's gone down. And a bit of a tussle on that side, a bit of confusion as to what happened there. It looked like Mohamed Kudus lifted the ball, but the referee didn't blow the whistle. I mean, he went down. Yeah, strange that. Villa did get the free kick, and strange by Kudus there that just handled the ball when the whistle didn't go. He went down wanting a free kick, didn't get it. Just handled the ball and gifted Villa a free kick. Very strange move. A little bounce here for Kamara to bring it down. Now Cash chops back, but gets taken out there by Soler, who apologises, and Villa take the free kick quickly. Rodgers into the box, surrounded by two. Rodgers breaks away from that. Finds Tielemans, who tries to feed it in behind. Cash at the byline, cuts it across. Sliced by Cresswell. Brought down by Bailey, the shot. Charged down. Here's Digne, who will hit it. Blocked. And now Soler trying to carry it away for West Ham, but Villa with a bit of injection of energy. They give the ball away cheaply though with Rodgers. And Soler beaten on the ball. Cash wins it back for Villa. He gets challenged there fairly by Edson Alvarez, although that was initially the referee's decision. He's actually going to pull it back for a free kick here, committed by by Alvarez. I mean, strange decision again from the referee there. Paquetá lost the ball. Cash comes away with it, and then Alvarez comes charging in. And I mean, it's a fantastic challenge by Edson Alvarez. I don't know why the referee's given a free kick. He initially didn't, and then did a couple of seconds after. That's very strange from the referee there, but that's given Villa a free kick that they probably arguably shouldn't have had, but free kick it is for Aston Villa. Digne will deliver. Actually lifted over the top for Cash, but goes to nothing. Goal kick. Maybe a bit of justice there for West Ham, because they felt they were a bit hard done by with that free kick being given against them. And they ended up not having anything to worry about from that set piece. So 2 minutes to go with the first half here at Villa Park. Aston Villa 1, West Ham 0. Live on YouTube, Twitch and TikTok for the first time here this evening for this watch-along, as West Ham get the free kick, and there's going to be a yellow card here given away to Yuri Tielemans for his challenge. Villa fans have not been happy a couple of times with the few things that has been given against them, but they maybe got something a bit lucky a few moments ago, as Yuri Tielemans was given a yellow card. Yeah, initially given the yellow for coming through the back of Lucas Paquetá there. Yeah, takes a real dig at his leg there. That's not a good challenge at all by Yuri Tielemans, and he gets himself booked, his 4th of the season. And Paquetá is still down here. Which the crowd aren't happy that he's still down. They feel he's faking it. I think some of the Villa players think so as well, that he's making the most out of this situation, but he was kind of hacked at. He's arguing on the floor with the referee. I mean, just get up. Honestly, it's a bit dramatic. He's gone back down again. What's going on? Just get up, will you? I think even his own teammates are telling him just to get up off the floor now. A bit dramatic, really. I mean, that is ridiculous. Lucas Paquetá. They're waiting for the free kick to be taken, and Lucas Dean kind of just steps into him, but it doesn't really make much contact at all, and he just falls to the floor. I mean, somebody hand him out his Oscar now already. I mean, Lucas Paquetá needs to really get a grip. That's dreadful. Although VAR checking for a possible red card. What? Well, seeing the replay, maybe there is a claim that could be made, but I mean, Paquetá's making a real meal of it, to be honest. And the VAR quickly clear it. No red card. I mean, why there even was a red card check, I don't know. That's just ridiculous. Lucas Paquetá trying to bait the referees into giving decisions. There's a Villa player gone down. This is a real, for want of a better phrase, an absolute shit show. And excuse my language, because that is all you can really say. Is Cash goes down now. The referee has to talk to him. Cash is claiming he's innocent, saying he didn't do it on purpose. He fell because he was pushed down. I mean, this is comical at this stage. We've gone a minute over the added time, waiting on this free kick as it's finally delivered. Not fully cleared away as the shot charged down. The follow-up is wide by Paquetá. West Ham 1 or 2 good chances from that set piece. Delivered in by Cresswell. Kamara couldn't get to the head of it, or couldn't get his head to it. Bounces back down to Kudus. His shot charged down. It deflects back into the path of Paquetá. He has his shot dragged wide of the left post for West Ham United there. Cresswell got a yellow card in all that drama for dissent. Whatever that was about, I have no idea, because I was trying to keep an eye on the other drama and pantomime that was going on in the field. This is Kudus coming forward. Surely time. There's not much time left. Wan-Bissaka, Kudus trying to skip his way into the box, battling with Kamara. Went down, goes down again, but no foul, says the referee, as Digne clears it away. And Watkins brought it down, but Digne is now gone down. I think he was challenged there by Edson Alvarez. I didn't quite catch it initially. The referee has given it. And the referee is really having to deal with quite a lot here at the end of this first half. I mean, if I was the referee, I would just blow the whistle and say, get in, half time. I've had enough. As Edson Alvarez was involved with Lucas Dean. We'll see it again. Dean clears it away, and then Alvarez just tries to get up, takes out Lucas Dean in the process. I mean, it's accidental, really. There's not much in it, to be honest. I mean, at half-time, we really just need to... Both teams need to be told it's a game of football. You're not on stage at a theatre. You know, you're playing football. You know, you're not in an acting class. Relax. As Martinez takes the free kick. And that is the end of the first half. 9.5 minutes of added time in the end, from 6 that we were meant to have, but all that pantomiming and dancing about towards the end of the first half really ended that first half very strangely, where it is Aston Villa who lead, but it's just by the single goal. Jacob Ramsey inside 8 minutes had Aston Villa in front. They could have went further ahead, but West Ham have held in there and probably had 1 or 2 chances of their own to get back into the game. But at half-time at Villa Park, it's Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 0.
I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine.
welcome back to Premier League Live on YouTube. At halftime, it is Aston Villa leading West Ham by a goal to nil at this juncture. So Villa leading by a goal to nil. Leon Bailey not involved in the goal. Jacob Ramsey scored the goal there in that first half to give Villa the lead, of which they have at the break. This will be the penultimate game of the weekend. Manchester United's trip to Fulham is the last game of the weekend. That's kicking off in about an hour and a half's time. We won't have that one live here on YouTube, but we will be live for Champions League in the week, and we will recap the Premier League as it goes along. Right, so we're going to analyse that first half. We're also going to interact with our TikTok chat, and also on YouTube, if you want to interact with us on the chats as well for this half time, because at the moment it's not all going Aston Villa's way, because West Ham have had chances in that first half. They have had chances to get back into the game, to try and get themselves a leveller, and really have tested Aston Villa on occasion in that first half. But overall, I'd say fair that Aston Villa do go in at half-time with a lead, because they probably could, if they were more clinical in that little 10-minute spell at the start of the game. If they were more clinical in that spell, they probably could have been going in with an even bigger lead at half-time if they were able to find that. But they couldn't. They couldn't get more than one goal, and that's where we stand at the break. Because, in truth, Aston Villa come into this one knowing it'll be a good win to get, it'll be big for them, it'll be good confidence booster, but they know this is a West Ham team that have been up and down, in and out of form, haven't really got consistency on their side at the minute, and maybe try and lift upon that. And in that first half, they've caught a bit wrestly. It's not been convincing from Aston Villa so far, and I think Unai Emery will be, not upset, but I think he'll be a bit kind of certainly frustrated with the way his side have played in that first half, because they've been the better team more often than not, but West Ham have still kept themselves in the game and kept Aston Villa at bay from maybe finding a second that would really kind of give Villa a bit of a boost and maybe a bit of a cushion in the game. So really, work for West Ham to do, they know that, in the second half, but I'd say also work for Villa to do in that second half, because yes, they're 1-0 up, and yes, they're leading, and all of that, but not convincing at the moment, and I think we need to see a little bit more from Aston Villa in the second half if they are to convert this into 3 points. Pablo Bramall in the chat, thanks for the follow, and thanks for the gift as well. It's great to have you with us in that. Do keep hitting those likes on TikTok as well. It's great to have each and every one of you with us this afternoon for this one, our first TikTok live. So do get involved in the chat in this one. I don't know what lightning Q&A is, whatever that is, no idea. Anyway, right, so Villa leading by a goal to nil against West Ham already this weekend. There's a few talking points. If you want to talk about the Premier League weekend so far, that'll be great, because we'll talk about that at the moment. On your screen there on YouTube, you can see all of those scores. Bournemouth 5-0 winners against Nottingham Forest. That was probably the shock result of the weekend. Bournemouth could have easily beaten Nottingham Forest, but the way in which they did it was the shock, in the fact that they did score 5 against Forest, a Forest side who have been resolute defensively up until that point yesterday. Everton grinding through a tough game away at Brighton, but getting over the line, winning by a goal to nil. Liverpool 6 points, still clear at the top of the table after their 4-1 win over Ipswich yesterday. Southampton 3-1 again, they lost. Newcastle winning by 3-1 away at Southampton. Wolves beaten at home by Arsenal by a goal to nil. City 3-1 winners against Chelsea. Those were yesterday's results. Palace beaten at home by Brentford by 2-1, and Spurs leading at half-time, trailing at full-time, lost 2-1 to Leicester at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and their horrid run for Spurs continues. And Ange Postecoglou, you wonder how, we don't want to talk about managers getting sacked, but the question is there. is he really in a tough position to keep his job at this minute in time for Spurs? Because Tottenham sit 15th in the table. They're a point ahead of Everton, who have a game in hand. They are just 7 points clear of Leicester. They're just 8 points ahead of the relegation zone. They're in a battle. Whether they like it or not, they're in the mix. And, at the start of the season, you'd have told me that Spurs would be in a bit of a tussle at the bottom. I don't think they'll be relegated, let's be clear. But they're in the mix. You can't deny that. They certainly are. So that's how we stand in the Premier League from this weekend up to this point. But really, overall this weekend, it's been a good weekend for the top teams. A lot of the top teams, only two of the top seven lost yesterday. Chelsea and of course Nottingham Forest lost, but of course all the others winning. Bournemouth getting a big win, Liverpool winning, Newcastle winning, Arsenal winning, City winning. All those top teams getting good wins, good results, and kind of solidifying their places in the table. If I just adjust this, will this work? Will this work? See that? If that works on TikTok. I think it might be a bit backwards. If I can flip it. If that's working. So we can just show you the table then. Let's show you how the Premier League table looks then at half time. With this one, Villa leading by a goal to nil, so that would change the table. But this is how it looks as it stands. If we show you the live table, there we are, coming up on your screen now. So Liverpool lead the way then on 53 points at the top of the Premier League table. Arsenal behind them on 47. At the moment. Then Nottingham Forest in third on 44, and then the top four completed by Manchester City on 41 points. Newcastle in fifth on 41 outside the top four on goal difference only, and then Chelsea and Bournemouth both on 40 points in 6th and 7th. Villa in 8th on 39. That would be with a win this afternoon. So they're winning at the moment. They would win this afternoon. They would jump up. They would stay in 8th, but would be just a point behind those teams ahead of them. Brighton on 34 points and Fulham on 33, but Fulham play later on this evening, so they could jump up the table with a win against United later. Into the bottom half, Brentford are 11th on 31 points. Palace on 27 after their defeat earlier to Brentford. Sees them separated further. Manchester United to play, they can go above Palace up to 12th. Manchester United with a win later away at Fulham. West Ham losing at the moment. West Ham have a chance to jump up to 12th with a win if they can turn it around here this afternoon. Spurs beaten again at 13 defeats for Ange Postecoglou Spurs this season. They're on 24 points. Everton on 23 points and 16th, that big victory yesterday. And Leicester outside of the bottom three on 17 points. Big for Leicester, that victory away at Spurs today. At 17 points, drops Wolves into the bottom three, along with Ipswich both on 16 points. And rock bottom of the table, Southampton on 6 points. So that's where we stand in the Premier League table. As we're almost wrapped up for Matchday 23. Of course, 15 match days to go after this. If we can now mirror that again, because that's very confusing for me. But yeah, 15 match days to go after this one, and really getting to that point of the season where we're starting to we're really seeing the capabilities of all 20 teams and what they're all about and what their objectives for the season will be towards the end of the season. Those teams around the bottom, it's all about safety. Those teams in mid-table, maybe could they push for a European place? Those in a European place and in the top four, can they sustain that towards the end of the season? Of course, league leaders Liverpool, their clear objective is to try and win the league from this position. 6 points clear and a game in hand has them in a very fortuitous position at this stage of the campaign at this moment in time. Right, we're still live on TikTok, so if you want to join us over there, you'd rather join us over there, do. We're going to take a quick break here on YouTube, but we will be back with the second half between Aston Villa and West Ham, where it's 1-0 to Villa at this moment in time. We'll be back for the second half very shortly. Do stay with us.
Call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine.
Welcome back to Premier League Live on LFS for this one between Aston Villa and West Ham. 1-0 to the Villa at half-time. Don't forget, in midweek, we're back with Champions League action for the final time of the league phase this season. Matchday 8 sees PSV host Liverpool as Liverpool look to go 8 out of 8 wins in the Champions League at the top. They can confirm top spot in the league if they get a draw at the week. PSV still need points if they are to progress to the next stage, and they would need something out of that game against Liverpool. Wednesday, 8 o'clock, along with all 18 live games. We'll have goals galore for you. There's no shortage of goals. It might be chaotic, it might be completely bonkers, but that's why we love Champions League football, and that's to come in midweek. So do join us for that in the on Wednesday nights. Looking forward to that one. On Wednesday nights into that final stretch of the season in the next few months. It gets to the point of the season where big results are needed, big moments are needed, and big players are needed to step up. And we're ready to go for the second half of Villa Park. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications on YouTube if you haven't done so already. We're on the road to 25,000 on YouTube, and we're just starting on TikTok, our first TikTok live. It's great to have everybody with us, and we'll be live for, I believe, if it goes well, and I think it is going well, on TikTok. If we keep it up, we will, of course, be doing more TikTok live. So if you're enjoying the TikTok live, thank you very much for joining us. Thanks so very much for helping us out. And it's greatly appreciated that you're here with us, of course. And we might be doing more TikTok lives. I mean, it'll be absolute chaos on Wednesday night for the Champions League game, doing TikTok live with the many different games going on for that one. Right, back to the commentary. What I should be doing. As Digne was involved there. He's kind of clipped by Paquetá, which got Villa a free kick. So Jacob Ramsey's goal is the difference between the two sides at this stage of the game. And we have another little stoppage here because Luca Digne is down, so another break in play at this stage of the game. Might need to make another substitution. Of course, Tyrone Mings had to go off with injury in the first half. There might be another one afoot here if Luca Digne is not Going to continue. He looks to be okay, though. He's getting back to his feet. So he should be okay. To continue. And he is back to his feet and on the sideline. So we will be returning to the field of play. Will Lucadinha eventually here. As it will be Emi Martinez to take this free kick then. Villa kicking from right to left in the second half. Obviously West Ham kicking from left to right in this 45. Long ball by Martinez. Oh, that's a real clatter of a challenge. It's a clash of heads. Oh God, that does not look good at all. Watkins and Kilman. And the referee had to stop that right away. That looked really dangerous, that. Really tough for both players. Watkins looks to be okay, but it's Kilman that might have come off the worst of the two. A lot of stoppages in the game. Max Kilman in a bit of a bad way at the moment, so we'll see how he does at this stage. Well, of course, this is Graham Potter's first away game in the Premier League in charge of West Ham. Only 3 West Ham managers have won their first Premier League game on the road. Trevor Booking in 2003, Slaven Bilic in 2015, and Julian Lopetegui earlier this season. The last team to have 2 managers win their first away game in the same season was Chelsea in 2008-9, Philippe Scolari and Gus Hiddink. Good stat. Like that one. Murphy's got the hold of the ball here. And VAR just helping the referee in saying how the game should be restarted again. So it will be a drop ball, I believe. Yeah, an uncontested drop ball here for Villa. So Kilman's back to his feet. Watkins is back to his feet. They're both okay. And the referee now having a problem, because Max Kilman is still on the field of play. And therefore he can't be on the field of play after receiving treatment, so has to go off. Which the referee is just relaying that message to the player. And now we get back underway. Here's Ramsey down the left flank. Plays it out to Maatsen, trying for the cross. Blocked by Wan-Bissaka. It will be a corner. And Kilman not being waved on just yet by the referee. Well, they're going to take this corner with Tielemans. They want to take it quickly. Kilman's back on. Just in time. Corner chicken short. Maatsen. Digne. Back to Tielemans. Now Digne trying to go over the top to Maatsen, but too far ahead of him. Goal kick to West Ham. Another good stat. West Ham have visited Villa Park with Graham Potter already this season, losing 2-1 in the FA Cup in his first game in charge. But they could become the first Premier League side to lose consecutive away games against the same team. Oh, goodness. I forget about that stat for a moment, because West Ham almost had a good opportunity with Emi Martinez. I said you don't get worried. In the first half, I said you don't get worried when Emi Martinez has the ball, because you really don't think he's going to mess it up, but he almost did there. Here's Wan-Bissaka. To Kudus. Fizzes it across. Nice ball to Emerson. Tries to go for the cross, bit of a deflection. Tielemans clears it away. Watkins to turn, and Watkins trying to get away. Placed it to Bailey. Villa on the counter. Bailey trying to target Ramsey. Goes forward, but too much on the ball. And it ends up going to nothing as West Ham have the ball back in possession. Wan-Bissaka. Alvarez. As I was saying, West Ham could become the first Premier League side to lose consecutive away games against the same team since Everton against Bournemouth in November 2022. Of course, their first Premier League away game under Graham Potter. Wan-Bissaka in behind for Kudus. Into the box. Kudus cuts it across. Digne has to head it clear after Tielemans tried to flick it away. Excuse me. Wan-Bissaka gets around Ramsey. Deep cross to the back post. Emerson flicks it back. Paquetá on the spin. And misses the target. Wow. Really good work from West Ham. The finish was lacking. Wan-Bissaka with a great cross. Emerson with a cut back. And Paquetá on the spin. Just struck it wide. Turns away from Konsa. Doesn't get the kind of whip on the ball. Kind of just toe pokes it. And that's why it goes wide. So close. Yet so far for West Ham. More positive from the for the visitors. Speaking of the visitors, their away form is quite a big concern for them this season. They've lost 10 of the last 16 matches on the road. Won 3 and drawn 3 in that run. It's not a good away run for West Ham United. They want to try and change their fortunes here this afternoon as Paquetá wins a throw-in off Cash down that side. Well, one thing about Graham Potter is his side are struggling without key players at the top of the field. Mikel Antonio still recovering from that car accident that he had. And then, of course, Jared Bowen out injured at this minute in time. 2 your main goal contributors out of the team at the moment. And having to deal with that against good opposition, top sides. It will be a tough task for West Ham. It'll be intriguing to see how far Graham Potter does go with West Ham. It won't be easy plain sailing. It hasn't been so far, but there has been some better positives in these early games. As Kamara under pressure, loses the ball, but tried to win it back was Maatsen, but West Ham hold on to it well. Wan-Bissaka. Sofal. Soler out wide to Wan-Bissaka. Oh, lovely. Finds Sofal. Deep cross in. Oh, and Paquetá couldn't make it work. And it's straight at the goalkeeper. Good chance again by West Ham, not taken. Now Villa want to break again. Bailey on the turn. Nice breakaway here for Leon Bailey. Chance for Aston Villa. Bailey dribbling his way through, brought down, and is going to get the foul. Alvarez this time again penalised. And a free kick will go Aston Villa's way around about the edge of the box. See it again. He kind of gets caught between Souček and Alvarez coming across does catch him. It is a foul. It is a free kick. Maybe Alvarez got a bit hard done by in the first half, giving away a free kick that he made a good challenge in, but that time it was a foul, and it is certainly a free kick. Bailey feeling the pain of that challenge. Is back to his feet. He is okay as they try and organise this free kick. It's just to the edge of the penalty area. It's to the right of the goal. Around about 19 yards out. We're right on the edge of the penalty box, so it's definitely a benefit, a left footer to whip that ball, but there's about 6 Villa players in conversation on who's going to take it. I mean, there's no shortage of options for Aston Villa to try and take this free kick. A few have stepped away now. for Villa. Bailey, Tielemans, I think Cash is the other one, or sorry, Digne is the other one standing there to take this. And the set piece coach giving us instructions from the sideline. So Tielemans, Digne are the two that are over it then in the end. Here for Villa. Whistle goes. Digne will hit it over the bar. Yeah. It's not a great free kick in the end, really. All that build-up, so anticlimactic, comes to absolutely nothing. Sometimes that's the case, but it wasn't really good at all from Luca Digne there, and deservedly got nothing out of it. So, 57 minutes gone. Villa 1, West Ham 0. At this moment in time, West Ham have kept themselves in the game, but Villa have maybe started to find a few more attacking moves, and here they come again. Here's Rodgers, well closed off by the West Ham midfield. One back here with Kilman. Alvarez. Emerson. Charging down that left-hand side. Goes for the cross. Konsa with a much-needed header as it was darting towards Paquetá. And Matson with lovely skill. Plays it into Rodgers. Digne. Matson. Back across to Konsa. Gone to more of a 3 here, Villa, in this second half. Matson may be dropping a bit more into midfield, or even going further forward, which means Villa have that back 3 of Digne, Konsa and Cash, which is kind of trying to match West Ham in a sense. The fact that Tyrone Mings has gone off the field. Rodgers there, trying to win the ball. And Sofal was in his way, and Sofal will get the free kick. Cresswell. Emerson, back in field to Alvarez. Certainly moving the ball a lot better, West Ham. Wan-Bissaka. Back to Sofal. All the way across down to Kilman. Out wide. It comes back to Kilman. As we hit the 60-minute mark. Still Aston Villa who lead by that goal to 0. At the moment, the game is slightly in limbo. Waiting for that little chance. Paquetá try to squeeze it through. Well defended by Villa. Well, one back here. Wan-Bissaka. Kudus. Kudus with the early cross to the back post. Oh, Martinez came for it, couldn't keep it. Paquetá off the line by Konsa. Goes out for a throw-in. Another chance for West Ham, and Emi Martinez was up and looked like he was just going to gather it comfortably. He ends up dropping it. It falls to Paquetá, who tries to take it from the narrow angle, and Konsa clears it off the line. He kind of ticks out his own man as well there. Emi Martinez and Matty Cash. That was close. Came for it. Could get it. And ended up in a dangerous situation. Almost conceding. Very dangerous. But well defended by Ezri Konsa. He stood up and stood up well to get it away from danger. But I think Villa need a real injection. They need something. West Ham are growing into this game. Sofal's ball into the box, bobbling around. Cleared away by Tillmans. Saka tries to feed it in behind. Maatsen with an awkward bounce to deal with. Kudus on his back as well. Maatsen just about holding on and does well to get it out to Ramsey. 1-2 link up between Tillmans and Ramsey now. Tillmans. Long ball forward. Brought down by Sofal. Sent back the way it came. But Villa in possession again with Digne on the turn. Now Kamara in the half space. Breaking away. Brought down. And a free kick will come Villa's way. And a yellow card for Thomas Soucek, who committed the foul. Yeah, Kamara did well, spinning away, and then yeah, Thomas Soucek stretching, didn't get the ball, took the man, and gets a yellow card. His 7th yellow card of the season for Thomas Soucek, so it's certainly not a stranger to yellow cards this campaign. Is the check-in. Maatsen. Tielemans across to Kamara, under pressure. Couldn't get the pass to a teammate. Soler lets it run to Kudus, and now Paquetá, and space here for Paquetá to break. On the turn. Lovely from Paquetá, trying to squeeze it through for Kudus, but couldn't find the pass as Villa win it back now. A bit end to end at the moment because Ramsey breaking forward. Finds it down the right here for Bailey. Bodies forward for Villa. Bailey. Cash on the overlap. Bailey wants to go himself. And the shot well blocked in there by Sofal. And now West Ham want to come up the other end, but taken out there was Soler by Morgan Rogers, and he's going to get himself a yellow card. That's a bit open. End to end. Certainly, maybe more opportunities to come. Yeah, it was good from Leon Bailey initially. I mean, a surprise to no one that he wanted to cut inside. He did so. And the shot well blocked by Sofal. That was Morgan Rogers' 7th yellow card of the season as well, by the way. For that foul, it's got West Ham the free kick. Cresswell will take. Inside the centre circle in his own half. Cresswell darts it forward, but a bit too much on that one. Sees it evade everyone and go out for a Villa goal kick. And some changes to come. So Villa's going to make some changes. Ollie Watkins is going to come off, and Daniel Malin is going to be coming on. And the second substitution is going to see Leon Bailey replaced by John Duran. So Marlon and Duran on, and Bailey and Watkins off for Aston Villa. So double substitution for Villa late in the game to try and add that attacking threat and some fresh legs in the final third for Villa. Try and see this out and add maybe another goal to give them a bit of a cushion. 65 minutes, so 25 to go. Kamara darted one over the top, cleared away by Kilman. Kamara again trying to conduct, and Malin fouled with his first involvement, winning Aston Villa a free kick. Daniel Malin, of course, joining Aston Villa from Borussia Dortmund in the January window for over £21 million. Here's Malin! Straight at the keeper. I was ready for it. I think he was ready for it. Cash with a cutback. Malin on the spin. Edge of the box and the shot with the left foot. It was a bit... lacked the pace in the end, but I saw a debutant get a goal earlier this afternoon in the Palace game. I was expecting another there, but Marlin's shot right at the goalkeeper. That might have given Villa a little bit of an injection of energy. As here's Rodgers in behind. Morgan Rodgers. Flag stayed down. He was well challenged by the West Ham defence. It looked like the flag was going to go up, but it didn't. And ultimately now West Ham come away with the ball. Souček. Soler, Souček, almost caught in possession there by Rodgers. It puts pressure on Cresswell, and he does get it back to his goalkeeper. Maybe, as I said, that little shot from Donyell Malen, albeit right at the goalkeeper, but maybe that has just injected a bit of energy about Aston Villa to try and get that second and really wrap this game up. Ooh, Villa on the press again. Duran this time, and Alvarez is the one on the floor. Now it's going to be a yellow card for Edson Alvarez for basically playing chicken with the football. Just sitting on it like it was an egg. He fell on it and then kind of gathered it and sat on it. I mean, do these West Ham players not know it's football? You can't use your hands. Kudus handled it in the first half, and now Alvarez has handled it in the second half. You can't handle the football. It should be obvious for a professional to know that, but clearly in this game we've seen two players handle the ball, which gives Aston Villa a free kick and Tielemans to take. Headed away by Cresswell. Rodgers trying to keep it alive, does so. Rodgers bobbling, trying to find Konsa, cleared away again. Kamara, well marshalling to win it back and to keep it alive in the middle. Good challenge by Kamara. Duran lays it off to Ramsey. Ramsey now. Duran trying to shoot. Charged down by Sofal. Now Tielemans gives it back wide to Maatsen. Ramsey. Duran. On it comes to Rodgers, and Ramsey tried to follow through. Wanted a penalty. He's not going to get one. And the keeper gathers in Alphonse Areola. See it again. Is it a penalty? Yeah, there's nothing in that. Sofal does well. It's good defending by Vladimir Sofal. It's certainly not a penalty, in my opinion. The referee making that point very clear. 21 minutes to go. West Ham still trailed by a goal to nil here at Villa Park. At this point, they were 1-0 up against Villa and ended up conceding 2 late goals to lose that FA Cup game. Here is Wan-Bissaka. Chops back onto his left. Kudus back to Alvarez. Bodies in the box. Alvarez with the delivery. Back post! And it's headed in! And West Ham United have left it for quite a while, but it's Emerson that heads them back level. And could they be doing to Aston Villa what Aston Villa did to them in the FA Cup here just a matter of weeks ago? 1-0 for quite a long time, and could a comeback be on for West Ham United? Villa 1, West Ham 1, and it's Emerson with the header to get West Ham back on terms. Really well worked by Wan-Bissaka. Chops onto his left. He just links it up with Kudus. Back out to Alvarez, who just lifts it into the box. Perfectly timed. No one spots him at the back post. And it's a fabulous header across goal. Keeper can't do much. And everybody's at the seat. Not a clue what to do. But Emerson is there. And Emerson finishes with pure distinction. Aston Villa 1. West Ham United 1. Game on at Villa Park. And that really sets us up for a great end to this game. With just around 20 minutes to go. It's 1-1 and finally poised. Villa had changes that were looking to try and find them a second goal, but in the end it's West Ham that find that equaliser that mean it's ever more important that Villa try and get more in this game, and they're going to make more changes again. Emi Buendia and John McGinn are going to be coming on. So Morgan Rogers is coming off, and Jacob Ramsey's also coming off. So Rogers and Ramsey are coming off, so that'll be all four of Villa's front four coming off, and those will be the last two changes from Aston Villa. Sees John McGinn and Emi Buendia enter the field, so more attacking changes for Unai Emery's team. And of course that Champions League game in midweek probably took it a lot out of Aston Villa. They've had very differing results after playing Champions League games this season, and has taken a toll on them and their squad. Could West Ham be the next to benefit from that? If we really kind of analyse Aston Villa and the results after Champions League games at this season, after they beat Young Boys, they did beat Wolves the weekend after, which after they beat Bayern they drew with Manchester United. After they beat Bologna they drew with Bournemouth. After they lost to Bruges they lost to Liverpool. After they drew with Juventus they lost to Chelsea. After they won against Leipzig they lost to Nottingham Forest. And now, after losing to Monaco, could they be dropping more points from a winning position in the Premier League for Aston Villa? Another example that they've won just one game in the Premier League when the game has come after a Champions League fixture for Aston Villa this season. Quite clearly a problem and an issue for Villa that their squad is trying to grapple with. That's why we're seeing these changes all being used by Unai Emery, with obviously with more than 15 minutes to go. All of their subs have been used up for Villa now, as West Ham are going to make their first changes of the game in this one. So Carlos Soler is going to be making way for Danny Ings, and Emerson is going to be making way, I believe it is Emerson, and I think Oliver Scarles is going to be coming on here for Villa, or for West Ham, sorry. It is. Scarles played the FA Cup game against Villa a few weeks ago. And he's back on again to face them. So Ings for Soler, and Emerson has come off, replaced by Scarles. So a double substitution there for West Ham, as Sofal takes this long throw, flicked on by Souček, headed away, not fully clear as the shot over the bar by Edson Alvarez. Referee not happy that Emi Martinez didn't take the goal kick the way he would have wanted, so takes it again. Maatsen, Digne, oh, back to Martinez. That's a hospital pass from Digne. Martinez gets it away, but goodness me, that could have been awkward. Villa a bit nervy at the moment, and that's a cheap foul to give away by Matty Cash on Danny Ings. Seems like West Ham are in the ascendancy again. That equalising goal just re-energised them, reinvigorated them, and give West Ham a bit of confidence in this latter stages that they can not even just get something out of this game, but probably go on and win the game, which would be huge for them. Certainly believe. Bodies in the box. Left-footed delivery. Headed up. Oh, not fully cleared that time by Villa. Kudus back round the corner. Wan-Bissaka will deliver again deep to the back post. Header on! Over the bar by Thomas Souček. It's identical to how they actually scored, West Ham, At this time, the header by Souček has just bounced over the top. And if it's anybody in this team for West Ham you want to get a header in that position, it is him. But he did head over the bar. Wan-Bissaka into the box here for West Ham. Cuts it across all the way through. Ings was in the middle, couldn't make the most of it. And West Ham are all over Aston Villa here at this moment in time. And it's really crazy that we're actually talking about the fact that it's Villa that are on the back foot at the minute, considering what we've witnessed in this game. Through in there on the far side for Villa. So far in the second half, Villa have had one shot on target. West Ham have had 3 shots on target. West Ham certainly having the better of it in this second period. More possession, more shots, more chances. Better XG. The only thing Villa have actually competed with and had the better of in the second half than West Ham has been corners. 1 corner to 0. And that's not me trying to be sarcastic. It's just honestly the only metric where they have been better in the second half. Alvarez. 12 minutes of normal time to go. West Ham trying to push for a winner here at Villa Park. Wan-Bissaka, ball bobbles in behind, works for Kudus, gets to the byline, tries to cut back. Couldn't get his adjustment right as Villa clear it away. Duran plays it behind Kamara, but Kamara does well to adjust. Gets it to Cash, wide on the right. Infield to Tielemans. Now McGinn. Cash. Tielemans. And Villa try and get up the field now. Buendia on the outside is Maatsen with a cross deep. Too deep for me and Maatsen. Goal kick. Villa have really struggled with rhythm this afternoon. That has been their issue. Just haven't really been able to, since that first 10-15 minutes, they haven't really been able to consistently keep West Ham under pressure. They've been struggling with that throughout the kind of end of the first half and into the second half. They really have struggled with keeping West Ham on the back foot and trying to push consistently for that second goal. But with the game more open now, we could see a bit more. Here comes Cash down the right side. Good challenge by Oliver Scarles, and he breaks away here for West Ham. Plays it into Paquetá. You can't find a pass, but does get the throw in. Lucas Paquetá for West Ham. Ten minutes to go of normal time. Going through up the field. Not dealt with. As Villa come away with it now, and Duran couldn't get in behind. Well, that's a very committed challenge by Maatsen, and now finds it in behind for John Duran, who tries to stretch and nip it, and he just nicked it wide. That was very smart from John Duran. The ball from Maatsen was always going to go beyond him, and it looked like the defender was just going to cut across and defend it, but John Duran throws himself at it, tries to get his toe to it, does, but just can't direct it towards goal. And in the end, it goes behind. That was a good chance. John Duran, of course, scored the winner against West Ham back in August in the reverse fixture. That really kind of started his kind of situation as being the super sub for Aston Villa. And coming off the bench and delivering. Alvarez. So foul. Kilman swings it out to the right side. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Takes on Buendia, who's dropped back. Wan-Bissaka's ball in. The shot taken down and just wide. From Danny Ings, the former Aston Villa player. Missed a big chance in the FA Cup game and had a big chance there. Fabulous ball out to Wan-Bissaka, who's been very creative down this right-hand side for West Ham. One of their best players today. Really good work down that right-hand side. Cuts it back into the box. Paquetá missed the kind of acrobatic effort. As it falls to Ings, he strikes it, arrowing towards that far corner, and it just goes narrowly wide of the post. So close for West Ham to try and get in front. Here's John McGinn. Aston Villa want to have a go now. Matson. Buendia. Back to Digne. Now Concert. Digne. Under pressure from Kudus here. Digne's lost the ball. Mohamed Kudus winning it. Getting West Ham back in possession. A bit lacklustre there from Luca Digne. Was caught on the ball a bit too easily, really. Alvarez does well to evade John McGinn's challenge. A bit of topsy-turvy play. They wanted a foul there, did Villa, but they're not going to get one. They had the ball back though. Matson trying to dart it through for John Duran, but gives it away. And now a break is on here with Paquetá trying to squeeze it through. Wan-Bissaka jumps over the ball as that was put out of play by Matson for a Villa throw, or for a West Ham throw, apologies. Here is Wan-Bissaka trying to dribble his way through, getting a bit of success out of that. Ball falls to Souček. Souček. That comes back to Paquetá, who couldn't get on the end of it, but it comes out wide again to Wan-Bissaka. Went down, wanted a foul. He's not going to get a free kick, but Paquetá keeps it alive. Lovely bit of skill. Flicks it in behind, beautiful. Here's Sofal across, and Ings in the middle again. He's going to get a corner, Danny Ings. And Lucas Paquetá trying to rile up his visiting West Ham supporters. Fabulous bit of skill with the back heel there from Paquetá to find Sofal, and the cut across to Danny Ings, deflected behind for the corner. West Ham are really pushing for that winning goal. And there's time on their side at the moment. They've still got 5.5 minutes plus the additional time to find a winner. Villa can do the same as well. Still 1-1. Corner for West Ham. They're first to the half. Whistle goes. Left-footed delivery from the corner to the back post, bouncing down. And it goes wide. And it will be a goal kick as Max Kilman got the header. Puts it wide. Well, if he kind of heads it back across goal, Max Kilman, it probably would have been a goal because the keeper was on that side. And Villa were kind of caught out there defensively from the set piece. Digne. Ooh, back to Martinez again. Right, to Cash it comes. Good distribution. Acres of space for Tielemans, and Cash doesn't want to play it to Tielemans as Digne gets on the ball. Villa continue to come forward here with Matson. Poor ball, gives it away to Wan-Bissaka, who tries to send Ings on a run, or Paquetá, sorry, on a run. Couldn't find him, and Villa will retrieve once again. Cash, Kamara, who's kind of clotheslined there, Boubacar Kamara, by Edson Alvarez, who's on a yellow card. Tielemans arguing maybe a second yellow should be coming out. McGinn arguing the same, the Villa captain. Edson Alvarez apologising instantly. That's surely a yellow card. The referee doesn't give one. It's got a bit of a boo around Villa Park for that decision, but Villa have the free kick. Here's Marlon. Kamara, now Tielemans. Feeds it through, Donyell Marlon on the right side, across! And put behind by Cresswell for the corner. Villa having their chance now. Yeah. It's just a cynical foul by Edson Alvarez. I mean, it is a yellow card. It just is. Whether he's on a yellow or not is it kind of not important. But a yellow card is a yellow card. Even if you're on a yellow, it's still a yellow. Corner for Aston Villa. Left-footed delivery. Whipped in. Headed away by Kilman. Maatsen couldn't bring it down first time. Does the second. And Kamara will just give it back to Martinez. We'll lift it. Out wide it goes. Battling there. Malen trying to take it down. Sends Cresswell into the channel, and Malen making a nuisance of himself here for the West Ham defenders. Malen cuts it back. Played into the box here. Bouncing ball from Cash and Kamara. They got in each other's way there, as actually West Ham are going to get a free kick here. A foul against John McGinn. Don't know if I agree with that, but say it again. Cash came into the box, ball bubbling. I mean, McGinn wins the ball. Another poor decision. Another poor decision. The Villa fans a bit angry, and probably rightfully so. Well, substitution here for West Ham. They're going to get rid of Edson Alvarez after he evaded that second yellow card, so he's going to be off. And it's smart from Graham Potter, because he knows his player has been argued that he should be coming off. And he is going to be coming off, but in a different way. And Andy Irving is coming on for West Ham. So Irving on, Alvarez off. 90 seconds of the 90 minutes remain. Villa breaking forward again here with McGinn. Now Malen. Cash on the overlap. Malen, well closed down there in the middle. The ball in behind. Paquetá made the run, but Konsa made the challenge. It goes out for a West Ham throw on the far left side. Last minute of the 90. See how long will be added on. Both sides at the moment trying to push for that winner. That would be ever so important to both. No matter who would get it, it would be very important for them if they could convert this to to get 3 points out of this one. Long throw by Cresswell. Headed away. Ball bounces down. Kamara. Villa try and break away here. Buendia giving off the ball. And now Kudus trying to break down the right side. Might have had the last touch there. He did. Goal kick. Lucadinha did well there in that challenge against Kudus. Just a goal kick for Aston Villa to come. And as the 90 minutes surpasses, we will have 7 added minutes. 6 in the first half, 7 in the second. 7 minutes for a winner to be found. Villa, their home record has kind of dropped off as of recently. A draw would see them in 5th place in terms of the home form this campaign. Only Liverpool, Arsenal, City and then Brentford would have better home records than Villa. If they were to pick up a point here, if they were to get 3 points, they would jump up the table and be level with Arsenal on the points they've gathered at home this season. And only Liverpool would have more points at home than Villa if they were to win this afternoon. For West Ham, their away form, as I said, 3 wins out of 10 this season. 3 draws and 4 defeats from their 10 away games in the campaign, looking to pick up another point this afternoon. Or could they make it 3? Kamara in his own box here, having to get it away, taking his time and looking to recycle it round the corner for Tielemans just to pass it out. Here is Yuri Tielemans, darting it out. Beautiful ball into the left channel. Here's Ian Maatsen breaking through into the box. Maatsen looking for a pass. That's a fabulous recovery by Aaron Wan-Bissaka to stop Maatsen in his path and get it away. Well, Tielemans here keeps it alive. Maatsen again. Body's arriving. Maatsen's cross, but overhit that time as Cresswell tried to clear it. Alvarez is not on the pitch anymore. Kudus is actually trying to battle with Kamara, and now Tielemans in a battle with Kudus. And Kudus not getting anything out of that, and Villa getting a throw in. 5 minutes of the 7 added remain. Kamara down the right. Ball whipped into the box. Ball bouncing over the head of Duran, and Marlon in there, and Wan-Bissaka has it on the far side. Trying to get West Ham forward. A bit loose in possession with Souček, but he gets the bounce off Maatsen. Irving now finding Kudus out to the left side. West Ham come forward here with Cresswell. Looking to dart it into the box. Cresswell's ball flicked on. And Paquetá trying to go acrobatically. Cleared away by West Ham or Villa. And now Irving wants to shoot, blocked. Marlon wins it back. Gets it to Kamara. End-to-end football. Kamara over the top. Duran to make the run. Well defended in there by Kilman. And West Ham on the move again with Irving. Cresswell. End-to-end football at the moment here at Villa Park. Both desperate for a winner. Long ball forward again. Brought down by Souček in the box. Paquetá couldn't get to it as Villa clear it away again. Kamara now into the path of Buendia. Wan-Bissaka again involved and trying to hold up the counter for Villa. Tielemans to McGinn. Kamara now. 3.5 minutes still to go. Kamara. Can they find one chance? Duran shoved to the ground. Referee says no foul as West Ham come away with it here. Paquetá. Kudus trying to burst away. And now Paquetá. Villa are short at the back, but the ball, as Paquetá pulled up there, that's what allowed Konza back in, and Paquetá is holding his groin at the moment. That's not a good sign. Villa come forward. Here's Cash down the right side. Game continues. Cash cuts it back for Tielemans. Tielemans to deliver. Takes a deflection. Up in the air it goes. Kilman away with it. Falls down to Buendia. Over the bar. Paquetá in pain here. He tried to burst through. It was Kudus to play a lovely ball, and if Paquetá had been going full pace, I would have bet certainly would have bet in him beating the Konza to the ball. But as he does, he kind of overstretches and pulls up as he tries to burst through, and ultimately allows Ezri Konza to get back in on the cover and kind of mop up what would have been a real mess for Villa at the back. 2 minutes to go. Paquetá isn't in the best way, but he is still continuing, so he is on the field. Kamara had the ball. Villa wanted the advantage, but they're going to get a free kick. Tielemans takes it quickly. McGinn couldn't carry the ball with him, gives it away to Irving. Now out wide on the left is Cresswell. Thumped over the top again, but no one on the run there for West Ham. Given back to Villa. Is there one more chance for one of these two teams to try and find a winner? 90 seconds on the clock. Konsa. Through the middle it goes. Buendia on the spin. Trying to find it out wide to Maatsen. Good work by Wan-Bissaka to intercept. Irving under pressure. Sofal gives it away cheaply. As Buendia went down, wanting a foul, is not going to get a foul, and it's going to be a West Ham free kick. Meanwhile, I think the referee signalling for a substitution, which will see Lucas Paquetá leave the field, I believe. Is that going to happen? It's not. It's Mohamed Kudus that's going to be leaving the field. So Mohamed Kudus is going to be coming off for West Ham here late on. And he is going to be replaced by Guido Rodriguez. So a midfielder coming on for Mohamed Kudus. Just trying to solidify this for West Ham with less than a minute to go in this one. 97th minute. One last free kick. One last chance maybe. Areola to take in his own half. Comes a long way. Flicked on. Cash surely has dealt with that. He has. Will Villa get one more chance? Here's Matty Cash. Trying to dart it forward. Bit of a deflection. Takes it away from him. And West Ham try and clear it away. Wan-Bissaka can't keep it in. It will be a Villa throw in West Ham's half. Will there be time to take it? There will be. Tielemans. Now Kamara. Surely not much time left. Is this Villa's last chance? Kamara. Tielemans. They have to do it now if they're going to do it. Here's McGinn. Edge of the box. Trying to stretch. Can't reach it. And West Ham thump it away. Want to counter themselves here. Not going to get that chance. Although Ings trying to squeeze through. And here it is. Danny Ings. Down the right hand side comes Irving. Irving. Trying to find a pass. Irving will shoot. And bobbled by Martinez. So check. Into the middle. Paqueta. But the flag is up. The flag is up. What a moment for West Ham United. They thought they'd won it in the dying embers. But the flag is up. Irving shot. Yeah, he's miles offside there. Quite clearly offside, so check. And Buendia. Well, honestly, Paquetá was the one that finished it. But Emi Martinez is incredibly lucky. And there's the final whistle. And so, a draw it will be. On the day, probably a fair result with the way that both sides played. Villa were the better in the first, West Ham the better in the second. Jacob Ramsey opened the scoring for Aston Villa. Emerson levelled the game. Both late tried to push for a winner, but a winner was not to be found by either team. It's a point apiece shared, and another game where Aston Villa dropped points after a Champions League game. Once again, they find themselves dropping points from a winning position. Final score at Villa Park. It is finished. Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 1. And there you are. Villa getting a point and West Ham getting their first points on the road under, of course, Graham Potter. And failing to lose to Aston Villa for a third successive time. After they lost at home, they lost in the FA Cup, but they got a point here at Villa Park in the Premier League game that finishes our weekend here on LFS. It's great to have you with us. It's fantastic you've been with us. Villa getting a point, and at the moment, still a bit away from that top 7. West Ham, a point in the right direction for them under Graham Potter, and a big point needed on a big day for them. Bournemouth winning, Everton winning, Liverpool winning, Newcastle winning, Arsenal, Manchester City, Brentford, Leicester, all winning. All 8 games up to this point had a winner until Aston Villa and West Ham drew. One more game to come as Fulham take on Manchester United in about 25 minutes time at Craven Cottage. We'll be back in midweek as the Champions League concludes in the league phase as PSV take on Liverpool in Eindhoven Wednesday 8 o'clock, along with all 18 games, all the goals, all the action, all the drama. Join us Wednesday night for that one live here on LFS. For now, thanks for your company. It's a point apiece at Villa Park. It's Brentford who beat Crystal Palace in a cracker earlier in the afternoon. A great doubleheader this Sunday. Thanks for your company, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.